medicine, surgery, ENT, including the anesthesia. We are supposed to give 5 intubation independently, so as to be in the emergency situations, we are capable of giving anesthesia independently. So I once again welcome you all. I belong to the place Vijaypur, which is well known for the historical monument, well-renowned monument Golgumas. Now slowly it is being replaced by a district hospital. District Hospital Vijaypur has got consecutively 2 Kayakalpa awards. Now recently we have got NQAS award also. Gradually it is increasing in almost all the facility. As I said, dentistry has got many specialities also. We have got 7 to 8 specialities in dentistry, but I will be restricted to tell about the oral and maxillofacial surgeries. Here I will be showing few of the slides which we have taken in the district hospital. By seeing the cases, you will come to know the variety of cases we treat at the district level. As we know, road traffic accidents, which is very prevalent, and the 60% of the deaths occur because of road traffic accidents. Any accident definitely involves some or the injury to the head and neck region. And for the head and neck region, we will be called at the casualty duty to attend the emergencies. So these are the few cases which you can see: extensive neck injuries there, zygomatic injuries there, panfacial injuries there, fracture of mandible is there. In the down case, you can see the submandibular, bilateral submandibular fracture is there. Owing to that, he has lost the airway. So these injuries has to be dealt in an emergency basis, that is we call as a golden period or golden hour. If we don't do the cases at the exact timing, a definitive treatment, definitely we are going to lose the patient. Morbidity and mortality rate increases as the time advances. In such type of cases where we get the fractures of bilateral mandible, tongue tends to fall back and it blocks the airway. It is an acute emergency. We have to maintain the airway of the patients. Definitely we have to follow the protocols of ATLS or the basic life supports. Cervical injury has to be given preference to save the quality of the life of the patient. Unless it is proved, you have to imagine that the patient with a trauma has got a cervical injury and necessary precautions has to be taken to protect the neck with a collar. Second comes the airway. We have to maintain the patency of the airway, which is very essential in case of the trauma cases. Then comes the definitive treatment. Now in this case, which has got a crushed injury in the ear, auto has gone inside the truck, and out of 8, 6 people had died on the spot, and 2 patients were referred to the district hospital. You can see neck is opened with the, you can see internal jugular vein, almost all the structures in the neck you can see. But still patient's patency was there, he was alive. We have done the initial treatment of suturing and arresting the bleeding and hemorrhage. Patient is fine. After the surgery, he is totally fine. And one case, you got the panfacial injuries where almost maxilla, frontal region, mandible, frontal sinus, cribriform plate of ethmoid bone, almost all are fractures. Again, we have a specialty of other doctors, including general surgeons, orthopedicians, and others. So these are the few variety of casualty cases we deal day-to-day basis on the district level. Again, the same case, we have done the primary suturing and stabilized the patient, and is fine. Same patients we treat once the patient is stabilized, out of danger. We take into the OT and we do the ORIF. That is called open reduction and internal fixation by plates. So this is the newer method of treating the fractures. We are not just putting the wires, we open the fracture site and do the plating. This will minimize the MMF period. What we say like 6 to 8 weeks, we can minimize this plate and patient can be ready to resume his duty. So these are other different types. Here, this was a case of it in the district hospital with a parasymphysis fracture and other fracture also. Now we have stabilized it and we have done the plating. So trauma is one of the specialty in the maxillofacial region. Apart from the trauma, we have the subspecialty in our specialty. Like reconstructive surgeries, we have got cleft lip and palate, oncosurgeries, then orthodontic surgeries, and cosmetic surgeries. Again, the casualty cases. This is again fracture of mandible cases which we have done. Plating will be done again. This case of a pan-facial injury, you can see in the CT, 3D CT of facial bone, extensive fracture of the facial skeleton. So proorbital, zygomatic, leaford, parasymphysis, and the angle of mandible fracture. The huge defect in the orbital fracture is also there with having diplopia due to the involvement of the extraocular muscles. We have reconstructed the orbit and released the muscles so that his patient is saved from the diplopia. And that we have to check it whether the diplopia is because of the nerve involvement or the bony muscle entrapment into the orbit. This required extensive surgery hours, like we have to reconstruct. Then after the reconstruction, what is very important for the patient is the function. Rather than the aesthetic, first patients come for the life saving. Once we establish or stabilize the patient, second comes the function. They want to get it resumed, like he wants to able to eat and everything. So many of the plastic surgeons, what we are dealing that, I am proud to be say that we are basically a dental surgeon. We know the occlusion much better than anybody else. So what we do is we give preference to the occlusion, we stabilize and we get the occlusion, then we reconstruct the rest of the face. So that when the patient is out of here, he should resume his daily activities like eating. So this is one of the specialty we deal, and rest second is aesthetic, third comes aesthetic. That also what are the fractures, whatever the fractures of facial injuries are there, we tend to operate intraorally or we throw the existing lacerated wound, which is a uniqueness in that. Again, neck dissection also we do. This was a cervical lymphadenitis case with multiple draining sinus. He got it operated somewhere else. He was admitted. The neck dissection also we do. And one specialty is facial space infections. In that, Ludwig's angina is definitely an emergency case which patients need to be addressed immediately on the emergency basis. If we don't release or drain the pus, the patient with the airway blockage, he may lose his life. Definitely these patients are to be treated in an emergency, and we get a lot of cases of dental infections. Due to dental infections, we get Ludwig's angina. It's a bilateral involvement of the submandible and the submental space infection. We have got many space infections that has to be treated. You can see the amount of pus which we have collected and the nature. That is on a normal OPD basis. We have done these cases. But when the patient has arrived, no need of admitting, doing any investigations. What is very important is to drain the pus, then whatever antibiotic you give, that is sufficient for the patient to subside the swelling. You can see the amount of pus. And once a patient was admitted with a facial space infection and a child was there, when the adult was there, that was referred from casualty to the ENT surgeon. Unfortunately, when we received that patient, we already had the cervical, necrotizing fasciitis, which is very difficult. One more slide is there. So that is because of lack of knowledge whom to refer and when to refer. That was the bridge I want to create with this my presentation is our own people or our medical fraternity should know which all cases we treat and whom we have to refer. So that patient, one patient we lost because not referring at the prompt way, because as I said, it will compromise with the airway. Then that patient, one more patient, it has developed into a necrotizing fasciitis, which is very difficult. Overall, added he was having he was HIV positive also. It was there since 20 days in the isolation ward for the ENT references. This is again the IND which we have done for the submental space infection. This is the case which I was telling that this was referred to us after 20 days. He had a Ludwig's angina, they have treated with the antibiotics and no incision and drainage was done. You can see a whole pus draining out and he is a medically compromised patient. Alhamdulillah, after doing the culture sensitivity and the higher antibiotic in isolation ward, he has improved and he has resumed his normal duty. We have treated just conservatively by doing INT and the proper antibiotic, culture sensitivity antibiotic. This was a necrotizing fasciitis. Apart from that, this was a recent lecture which we have given in the Sainis School. As you all know, prevention is better than cure. Our kids should be made awareness how to keep the oral hygiene and what bad habits they have to be quit from the right from the beginning, so that they can lead a healthy and long life. So we had we have a guest lecture at Chinese school through NOHP, National Oral Health Program. We conduct a lot of awareness camps among the students and among the poor people in the urban areas to make them aware. These are all what slides have shown are the CA cases. Cancer is one of the India is number 3 in cancer, and Karnataka is number 1 in oral cancers. Not only it is having many cases, but it is importing and exporting the tobacco. So it's a very grave concern at the government level also. It has to be like oral cancers has to be dealt with serious hands, and it has to patients has to be educated much in to preventive measures. And dentists are the first one to detect the signs of oral cancer. If any ulcer to proliferative growth you see in the oral cavity, we just suspect more than 20 days, suspect it could be any malignancy. Better you get a biopsy done. This early stage, if you just detect it, we can able to treat in a better way, and the rate of chances prognosis is good. Otherwise, if we diagnose at the later stages, even you treat the cancer cases with all extensive surgeries, we have seen many patients after 4 or 5 years of survival rate, they die. Even if they survive also, with a deformed face, removing the mandible, hemimandibulectomy or maxillectomy, nobody wants to live with a deformed face. Because face is the organ of emotion. Whenever we get up in the morning, we see our face in the mirror, because it's something which is very unique and possessiveness, individual identity. So those who are having cancer, not only we treat, but after the treatment, the quality of life of the patient, the cancer patients decline. They go into depression stages. That's why we do palliative care for those type of patients, those who are in end-on stage, where you cannot subject those patients to go for extensive surgeries. So we treat them in the isolation ward or in the emergency ward. We keep them, we do the counseling, which is the best, and take care of their pain. They'll be happy. Instead of subjecting such type of patients at the old age, with the tertiary stage, with the metastasis, even if they go, that's all of this one is fertile and it is not going to improve much. The awareness, creating awareness, doing screening camps is very much essential, and dentists are the number 1 in detecting the oral cancers in the early stage. So these are the cases which we treat in our department as a palliative care. These are the extensive cases which we cannot do much for the patients. If you subject these patients for extensive surgeries, definitely they are going to, the prognosis is not good. We are subjecting them for a hardship. This patient, CAF maxilla, just involving orbit also, and the multiple draining sinus, and age of the patients is also more than 70 plus are there. So after the surgery also, the first photo of the patient is, he had got it done surgery, but you can see the mandible get exposed. Draining sinus is there. So with a deformed face and ear, it's very difficult for us to treat. So these type of patients, we have to be we have to take care of the pain. We give a morphine or fentanyl patches are available. Just we have to transdermally apply 72 hours. Patients will be pain-free. What they want is pain-free. Let them be there in the last stage of their life in the home, enjoying with the kids and grandkids. Instead of subjecting them to extensive surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, and then palliative therapy, it's all I feel is subjecting a patient for a hardship. So only if we detect at the early stage, because oral cavity or the face is richly or highly vascularized, when the metastasis is fast and healing also fast. And this we have done the awareness program for tobacco and oral cancer for the HMs, headmasters of all the district. We have phase wise, we have trained them, because we see a patients of 10 years or 12 years having gudka habits in 6 years. Shocked. Like at what age he is having this habit? So these teachers, they are going to monitor, and we gave first teachers should quit from those bad habits. Again, extends to last stage cases, as I said, palliative care for the CA cases which have done in the district hospital. Almost they got it operated. Again, the multiple draining sinus are there, Ryle's tube. we just take care of the patients with a pain. This, now I'm going to operate the right side. This fracture case is recently admitted in the district hospital. One is an actinomycosis case. He has undergone total mandibulectomy, but multiple draining sinuses there. Mr. Joseph is, and one more patient, Santosh. He has got a frontal bone fracture with a tripod fracture. So this Monday I'm going to operate this case. So we get daily 7 to 8 cases at any point of time. I get admitted in the year. So initially I had a lot of problem to convincing our district surgeon for a specialty recognized here. Later, definitely I am very grateful and thankful to our previous and now district surgeons who has given me an opportunity. They support me outrightly, means out of way also. So definitely if you have a conducive environment, then only you can show your talent, you can do something here. And if the facilities are not available, we'll be like birds without a wings. So this case we are going to treat it Monday, and one more case is Tuesday we are posted. This parietal cyst, multiple odontomas. This particular case, just I want to highlight. Okay, you can see here the case of a trauma which has got extensive fractures of the facial bone involving the CSF leakage was there. Once the case was posted for the OT, anesthetic said I cannot give anesthesia for this case, as you said we want a nasotracheal intubation because we want to check the occlusion. Oral intubation is not required, otherwise people have to go for the submental intubation. It needs a specialization again. So he said I cannot do nasal intubation as already the patient has got the craniform plate fracture, CSF leakage. Then managing the CSA for meningitis becomes more difficult. So this patient again was in a gasping condition because of the posterior and inferior displacement of the maxilla, airway was blocked. And he used to sit in the front leaning position so as to take respirations. We took it and I said I am going to operate at any cost. As I said, we have got extensive training in anesthesia also. We can do anesthesia and we can intubate also. This case, again, we are trained to give a submental intubation. And other surgeons, other anesthetists were shocked. How will you treat this Lee-4-3 fracture under local anesthesia? And this is the case we have done in the post-op case also you can see. I have given extra oral block which we have reached the trigeminal ganglion and patient was quite comfortable and post-op recovery was much faster compared to a GA. And patient is fine with the GA and is doing his daily routine. And whatever the fractures reductions we have done, and the first one, the foremost is we have reduced his aesthetic, function and aesthetic, because intraoral incisions we have taken. We have not taken any extra oral incisions where you can have a scar, other things. This was the case of a scar revision. Yes, and he had met with an accident, then he has got for scar revision twice. He has undergone a scar revision surgery, but still he had a scar on his face involving frontal, eyebrow and the eyelid. And this is the difference. When we treat, there is definitely a scarless or even not even a linear scar you can find. So this is the specialty which we have been trained, like extensive training. Onco also we get trained. Cosmetic also we trained. We are trained in cosmetology, doing like including hair transplant, both FUP and FUT, and facial cosmetic surgeries like facelift, lightheadectomy, eyelid surgeries, blepharoplasty, oculoplasty, fat lipolysis, rhinoplasty, putting implants, orthognathic surgeries. Then we have got a subspecialty branch also. So I have got given very less time to cover because last day only I was informed you have got a presentation over this. With the limited slides I have just made, this specialty definitely needs attention from the government. If you want at the government district level, I'm not telling about the Taluku level or the Moradgi. When I was posted in the Moradgi, I was unable to do anything. Because anesthesia is required, OT setup has to be required, what am I supposed to do? And they have forced me to do a gynec delivery. How can I manage? So this is what a big scenario. I thought of leaving the job. Then with 8 months of my posting, I met commissioner and he said, you are MDS dental. I said, yes, MDS, we have got a subspecialty of maxillofacial surgery. I convinced him, then he wrote to the principal secretary. I met principal secretary, definitely he wrote strongly recommended to post to the district hospital. I go to the district hospital, then I'm able to do it. What I mean to say is that if you are wrongly placed, you cannot do anything. You are a bird like bird without wings. If your talent does, it will be a total waste of government money, and you will not be helpful for the public at large. If those with a speciality of oral and maxillofacial, our all specialities should be recognized. As the medical fraternity, we should be recognized in all the branches, and facilities to be given to treat us in a better way, and where we can serve in a much better way. So these are the few slides which I've shown you just to go through the variety of cases what you do. Other cases are also there which we have done. Retidectomy, facelift, the young a patient of mine, so definitely a private consultation was there. Patient with the 60 years old with the sagging skin and the neck was sagging, peas were there. We have done the fistectomy along with that microneedling and other things. The patients like we give recover youthful. So there are much variety of now cosmetic surgery is being done by a maxillofacial surgeon. Now it's slowly people are getting recognized. But in the specialty of a trauma, a maxillofacial surgeon should be given a first preference because we, as a maxillofacial surgeon, proud to be known as a basically dental surgeon. We know the occlusion much better than anybody else. Recently, or when I was doing PG, we have treated 3 cases of plastic surgeon operated for the pan facial for the occlusion. Definitely, they are ahead in other things also, but when it comes for the facial region, we are definitely got extensive exposure to deal with, and but basically we have got a dental degree where we know the occlusion much better than anybody else. So my request to the government is same thing. Specialty services should be recognized, and those with a specialty degree should be given a district post so that they can serve in a better way. Thank you one and all for your patience listening. I thank once again the committee for giving the opportunity. Probably I am the first dental surgeon to have a presentation on the KGMA conference. I thank one and all for your support, and definitely people like Dr. Sukke, Kale sir, and Umesh sir, definitely the organizing secretary and other things, Girish, that helped me. They said we definitely have going to present your presentations. Don't worry. So once again, I thank one and all for your patience listening. Thank you.
Imtiaz, and in this era where the people are thinking only the extractions can be done by the dental surgeons, where you have shown as being a maxillofacial surgeon, and very much you have presented like it's a very need and a scope of maxillofacial surgeon at the district hospital. Yes, definitely it was your this thing, your weep was absolutely right, because government has to think and it has to be posted. And at the same time, I thank